Now we are going to know about the evolution of the atmosphere. How the atmosphere was also evolved. We have different gaseous compounds, dust particles. So how did it evolve? The atmosphere of the earth, which is mostly made up of nitrogen and oxygen, we know that the most of the compounds is related to nitrogen and oxygen. The measurement is also more than the other dust particles and the gaseous compound, which went through the three separate stages. The early atmosphere, which was full of hydrogen and helium. A lot of time we have learned this line, and it was probably wiped out by the solar winds. And as the earth cooled suddenly, the process of the degassing let gases and water vaporize out from inside it, which created a new atmosphere. That's how the atmosphere created. There were three stages, one by one. If I am writing over the stages, you can also understand it better than these things. First stage, what was? First stage was marked by the loss of primordial atmosphere. Loss of primordial atmosphere. I am writing it in a short because it will take a lot of time. Atmosphere. Come to the second point. In the second stage, the hot interior of the earth contributed to the evolution of the atmosphere. That means the hot interior part of the earth. We have already learned in the different classes that earth has different three surfaces, different three layers. So hot interior parts of the earth. And finally, the composition of the atmosphere was modified by the living world through the process of photosynthesis. That is another point. It is the final point, which was called photosynthesis. Okay, so these were 3 points. Now come to the compounds of the nature or the environment. That first one is water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia. These gases are made up of the mostly early atmosphere. The free oxygen was very low because we have to we have to plant some trees. That's how we can get the free oxygen. But because of the well development and the urbanization and industrialization, we are cutting the trees. That's why the free oxygen was very low, and Earth's hot core play a big part or the significant role in changing the atmosphere temperature, which is the start of life, especially through photosynthesis, change the atmosphere significantly when plants started to make the food on their own leaves, and that's how the climate or the temperature going to be change a lot, and which adds more oxygen. Otherwise oxygen can't be formed. So what is the summary of this part? Yes, the first one, loss of primordial atmosphere, just now which I have written in the point wise note. Yes, the loss of primordial atmosphere, that means disappearance of the early hydrogen and helium rich atmosphere. At first we have learned that only Earth was belonging with the hydrogen and helium. But after that, little bit time later, the Earth's atmosphere is going to be changed. So disappearance of the early hydrogen and helium we have seen. Degassing process, that means the releases of the gas and the water vapor from the Earth's interior during the cooling process. Early atmosphere composition. What is the composition? Dominance of water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, methane and ammonia. And photosynthesis effect is also there. The role of the living organism, which changes the atmosphere, particularly increasing the oxygen level. When the oxygen level will be increasing, then our breathing process will be more comfortable. So that is the system. In the last, it's written the study of ice cores. It's related to the polar areas, definitely. Yes, the same thing is written. The analysis of ice cores from polar regions serve as a case study, providing the historical data on the Earth's atmosphere, because over the millennia, how was Earth's temperature, that we are going to know about from the historical data, previous data. These ice cores contain trapped air bubbles, offering insights to the changing composition of the atmosphere. Before that, a lot of time before, when the atmosphere was not completely made out, then atmosphere temperature, humidity, rainfall was completely different rather than today's world. So which includes the shifting in oxygen and carbon dioxide levels. These two levels are also going to be disturbed, thereby illustrating the atmospheric evolution over time. Oxygen, carbon dioxide and nitrogen, these three components of our nature, of our gaseous surface, is very much important for making the changes of the atmospheric revolution.